Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Paladins Champion Circuit. We're here in Europe. We're actually here in Atlanta, but I mean we're playing the European games, and so that is going to put us at set three. We've had 2 sets so far, D69 versus Burrito, whereas Burrito got the better of D69 in a clutch 5-game set. D69 then went on to face Team Viral and just went viral over them and just won 3 in a row. And then we've got Kings of the North versus Viral now. So it's Viral's chance to get some redemption and get themselves a win. Their first win, it would be, I believe, in the Champion Circuit.
Yeah, so we are going to head into this series here on Serpent Beach. This will be the first map of the series here. This is actually going to be Kings of the North's pick map. So they are going in here, going to be looking strong here. They know exactly what to expect here. They know exactly what they want to draft on this map, and with that, we can just head straight into the game to see what it is that they elected to draft.
Awesome. So it looks like the prioritization on the side of Kings of the North goes to Ying. So Plazebo will be playing the Clutch Illusionist Healer, and then we've got Bonkar on the Kinessa. So the hit scan Sniper Champion SYER will be on Androxus, whereas Respa will be on to Cassie with the nice green bow. Don't see that one a lot. It's a very beautiful aesthetic there. And actually, on the side of, I believe we missed somebody. Simsiloo, there it is. Simsiloo, he will be playing Makoa on the side of Kings of the North.
For Viral today, will be KROADER on that Victor, so still filling out that hit scan role for his team. That's right, yeah, this is the first Victor, I believe. No, Gare, I believe, played this once.
Yeah.
In the Burrito D69 set. But playing that Grok will be kamyker for his team. On Team Viral, Fernando will be played up by Unbelivable there. Smutney's going to be on Eevee. And, of course, skillganon on Drogos.
Excellent play so far. Plazebo finding himself over in the ledges there. KROADER is absolutely able to take down the first blood. That's going to take him off the board there. KROADER is going ahead and getting himself going. He's trying to aim down sights and find his next target. Respa's able to get away, but Smutney gets the kill. Respa is not able to stay alive. SYER getting caught out by the grenade, and it's just a dash away. Of course, Victor doesn't see the turtle coming, and that's going to spell his demise. And Respa, he's coming back from base as well. So although KROADER had a great start, getting a lot of pressure and kills, he still got taken out by the surprise from Simsiloo, but it is all in the favor of Team Viral.
Absolutely. That was a really nice hook there, offering up that sacrifice to SYER on the Androxus, but the double tap from long range from skillganon is going to be good. That's going to clean up SYER and take a lot of pressure out of Kings of the North's push here.
And look at this triple stack fireball there. I love what Unbelivable is doing. An unbelievable play matches an unbelievable man. There's Bonkar going down. kamyker gets the double kill. Grok, you don't see a lot of those, but he's playing the Orc Shaman to the best of his ability, and Unbelivable goes right back onto the point to stand his ground, as a Fernando should.
And it will be Team Viral here capturing this first one. As a result, they're going to go up 1-0 here. Plenty of time on this push, obviously, here. Now moving out to forward zone will be Smutney on that Eevee, trying to find some poke here. Unbelivable going to join in as well.
Unbelivable getting inside the Makoa shield. This could spell certain death, but it looks like the dash is going to save his life. Fernando can actually dash in air, Nick, and a lot of the champions, you may not realize this is a newer player, but actually could use their jump, their mobility at any point, even if they're being thrown off a ledge. So that's what he did there.
Yeah, so canceling out all sort of knockback abilities here will be that charge. And Smutney pushing forward with a nice wormhole after the kill. Respa going to be sent back to the base.
I would not be surprised if that was somehow a wormhole 2. It seemed like he had a little bit more time than wormhole 1, even though that's what we've seen. A lot of people rolling, and I've never seen this spot before. Getting a nice vantage point. This is great play by Smutney. He's able to see the battlefield, blink in, and he's potentially able to blink out, but not because he's dead now. And skillganon actually goes down on the side of Bonkar. KROADER is not there, and so Respa and Bonkar and squad will be able to defend for the time being, but there's still 1 minute and 23 seconds left. There's a lot of time on the clock, and it looks like Team Viral are just waiting and biding their time before they group up and make things happen. But Respa, he's not trying to let them do that.
Yeah, Viral put themselves in a very good position here to convert this payload early on, getting a lot of momentum here on that first push off the back of their capture win. You will see teams often do that. If they're able to take a really good win in the capture point fight, they can get a lot of ground from that initial payload push, and Viral was able to do just that.
And so far, extremely good play by Respa. He's on a 1 streak only, but he's had a nice impact in this fight, just zoning out And nice blast shot there. He ends up actually hitting it. There is no way he can get her from this moment. And, of course, there's going to be a little bit of room. The Dragon's Fury is coming out. skillganon looking to find someone. He wants to go for SYER in the air, but he cannot get him. SYER able to stay alive during that. The Grok ultimate does come out, though. The Tempest from kamyker is going to help heal his teammates and slow the enemy team, as well as do 200 damage per second. And that's kamyker. He's going down, it looks like. Actually, KROADER going down, excuse me. kamyker gets the kill on the Plazebo, however. The Ancient Rage is popped down by the turtle. He's angry, but he's also dead, so that doesn't really matter. And it's all good for Unbelivable, kamyker, and the boys of Team Viral as they continue to push this into Team King of the North's base. Plazebo, the last man standing, or the last girl standing, and so is Vanessa, but this trickle is not going to prove successful.
Yeah, that EU conga there going to be heading on and not going to get a lot done right now. Smutty going to be able to credit with that kill, so it will be Team Viral going up. Kings of the North going to be down 2-0 in this series. Now taking a look at some of these items here. A lot of Havens coming out from Team Viral, and rightfully so. We have Respa on Cassie, SYER on Andrew, Bonkar, Kinessa's, and Simsiloo's McCullough are all going to be mitigated by these Havens.
And we do see Bonkar and Respa, however, picking up the blast shield.
That's
so
right.
Knowing that Drogos and Eevee on the enemy team are going to be targeting them because they have the mobility to do so, they decide to go the blast shield route, which is very heads-up play.
Definitely here. Not a lot of cauterizes. Couple of wreckers coming out. Just want to shred through that Fernando shield as fast as possible, the Kings of the North here. So Smutny going to be riding along with him. He's taking the wide out flanked here, but he will be running into Simsiloo here and Plazebo on the backside here. Nice wormholes. Just elects to zoom away on his broomstick. Does have that blink available to just this mobility, man.
And there it is. That is going to be it. And that's why they bought the blast shields, but not sure anything is going to be able to mitigate against that insane amount of damage. What a shot onto Respa.
The no-look,
goes
dude.
into the broom like I already had that. Just hits the 3, turns around and waits for the swish. He got the kill confirmed, and now he's going for more. KROADER is actually helping to control this right side corridor as Team Viral is just playing out of their minds.
Dude, I love it. Smutny with the no-look, baby. That's not even BM. That's just, like, tasteful, like, I'm better than you play.
That's tasteful.
Let
me just hit that, and then, I'm just going to sail away because I know what that's already doing. I already know what's going on there. But he does get taken out as well. It seems like Bonkar had his number, and Unbelivable looking to get a little revenge. Simsiloo with a nice pull. SYER there as well, trying to get a little bit of damage on the Unbelivable.
Yeah, but right now it's looking good right now for Kings of the North pushing forward. Unbelivable, going to be forced out, trying to charge away, but Cassie going to be in hot pursuit right now. SYER forced to turn around and try and deal with Smutny on that Eevee. We'll be able to pick her up right now, and things are going back in Kings of the North favor.
Bit of a misplay there, however, but Kings of the North, as you mentioned, are capturing now Simsiloo with a really nice zone, but got hit with the Victor Grenade. That's a lot of burst. He's forced out of the way. He cannot body block for Plazebo, and this is a problem. The Victor Barrage is available, and if he gets line of sights onto this and they commit too much, as you can see here, the barrage is there, but it's not enough, but he gets it on the Kinessa, and that's going to get the kill. That's going to secure that at the end. There's the Grok Tempest, which is huge for his teammates, helping the Fernando get way above that immortal threshold, and he's able to stay alive. skillganon gets the kill onto SYER. skillganon follows up with the triple kill. skillganon going in better than anybody can, only like the Dragon can. And he's going to take Team Kings of the North out.
Uh-oh. The BM Dragon Punch is actually going to change and move his sights, focusing in on Bonkar. He realized his team had that kill. Did not need that Dragon Punch from him. So great adjustment there from skillganon to just turn his sights and continue to get value out of this Dragon.
I love it, man. That was a very heads-up play, and that's what it takes. Team Viral seemed to have been honed like a knife, sharpened at what do you even sharpen a knife with? Do you know? A slab? A whetstone. Sharpened with a whetstone. The whetstone being D69 in that last game. And now Kings of the North have no idea how to deal with this. They're just so on point, and it feels like they're just a step ahead.
That's right here. skillganon going to continue this pressure here with that fire spit, keeping the healers zoned away from his team. Respa's able to find kamyker there, and beginning to win this fight now is Kings of the North. You're forcing away Team Viral right now. Bonkar finally cleaning up Smutny in the backline, but not before he was able to take out Respa here. All things told, though, Viral going to be forced to fall back and regroup.
And despite Plazebo on the side of Kings of the North actually picking up the Ying, which is such a valued healer, Nick, they don't seem to be fulfilling the value that pick has actually, basically served. It doesn't seem to be getting as much as they would have liked from that kind of coveted Ying pick. Those clones don't have enough time to do work.
Yeah, a lot of burst damage coming out here. Unbelievable. Going to be healed up. Nice healing totem there. Here comes the Ancient Rage, though. Try and mix things up in the backline right now, but what's he going to really be able to get done? He's all by himself. Simsiloo falling lower and lower, almost killed out of that Ancient Rage there, and he will be cleaned up shortly thereafter. A nice healing totem is going to keep Team Bravo here very healthy heading into these last few inches.
And look at this. Unbelievable. Just tracking down the spots, and it's not the fact that he actually is getting the kill. It's the fact that now Cassie, Respa, cannot do any damage because he's running away from Fernando. That is the big key. That is why he was the man with the plan in that game. Unbelievable was playing that full zoning Fernando that a lot of people haven't been playing lately because you're right, he doesn't necessarily have that same sustain. If you get record, you burst down the shields, it's just too much burst damage, and there's no way for him to really survive at that point. But with the added pressure of Smutny, everyone keeping eyes on him and skillganon, Unbelievable had pretty much free reign. kamyker also, the thing that's great about this lineup is that kamyker with Grok was able to have that type of sustain. He could kind of bounce back out into his healing totem, and when he got low, obviously do the ghost walk,
clutch totems,
get around the corner and make sure that he was able to stay safe, regroup, heal back up, and then he was able to do just that role of really sitting on the point a lot better than some of these teams have been trying to make, their damage dealer sit on the point, right?
I mean, just look at the healing from kamyker right now. 39,000 beats the Ying by 12,000 healing.
Yeah.
And that is extremely hard to do. That's why we're praising kamyker right now, because think of Ying as having two mobile totems that have a third of the cooldown of Grok's totem and still being able to hit targets at range, getting that healing out. There was so much good healing, good positioning from kamyker to be able to get those high-value totems, especially onto Unbelievable, to keeping that Fernando healthy.
Exactly. And unless Plazebo was kind of tracking down with Simsiloo, which I didn't see very often, they weren't really roaming together, it's going to be much less effective for Ying versus if she's playing with like a Barrack, who's always sitting on the point, always getting damaged, and always healing back up. You're not really going to heal a Kinessa very much, because if she's taking damage, she's probably dead or just moving too far away.
Money just too shot.
And Simsiloo is a little bit of a mobile tank with Makoa trying to go and find those picks around the corners. So I think that's part of the reason why she wasn't able to reach those numbers as well.
Yeah, great pick, but they're going to see if they're going to be able to get any more out of it if they're able to even draft it. And it looks like the next match will be on Frozen Guard. Now, it is worth noting here heading into the Frozen Guard that this is Team Viral's pick here. So they know, just like Kings of the North knew what they wanted on Serpent Beach, Viral is going to be the confident ones here on this map. We're going to have that game right and available for you just now heading into it.
And Unbelievable, he's going to be back on the Fernando.
Yes,
kamyker will be on his Androxus. Actually, no, he's taking that Androxus role away. However, he used to be on that Bomb King skillganon going on for the Buck. So we're seeing the Buck today, and then we're also going to see Smutny switching up to the Grok. So a little bit of a role-playing KROADER back on, actually, the Kinessa, which we saw him do so well with. And, of course, we praised his Androxus play. We praised his Kinessa play. And as we just chat about what KROADER's been able to do a little bit, we're going to bring it back to screen just for a moment. As we chat about what KROADER's been able to do for his squad, we mentioned him as being kind of an up-and-coming, relatively
he's always been around.
Yeah, he's been around, but he's been showing himself against the best today.
Definitely.
And that's kind of what's impressive. You could do it, in the champion circuit,
and
the summer circuit, and the fall circuit, but all of a sudden you're doing the champion circuit. That means a lot more.
That's where definitely these players are starting to come into their own here. When they're up against those big, tough teams here, up against this top competition, it's not really open bracket anymore, folks. These are qualified teams that have been fighting for these spots for a long time, and KROADER being able to show up on these hit scan characters time and time again, it's definitely kind of that superstar role almost, the 3-point shot coming from long range on these Kinessas, these Andros, making hot plays.
Yeah. And so I also want to talk to you about the supports a little bit.
Sure.
I want to switch your mind. I want to pick your brain. We've seen a lot of supports picked up. We've seen every support picked up aside from one who used to be where I think you attended church before, Grover, the Church of Grover. Bless up. So
never forget.
We haven't seen Grover here, and there's been a lot of Ying in the meta. Why do you think that is? There's a lot of Barrack, there's a lot of Ying. Why do you think people aren't picking up Grover?
So Grover he's kind of running into a couple of issues right now. So the way he works is he has distance scaling on his axe, and he's going to be able to hit targets harder that are farther away right now, and especially with characters like Ying, hitting those deployables, those shields, it's not really a great look for him when his damage scaling doesn't apply to those, which it doesn't, and he just doesn't have the healing throughput, especially we're seeing teams pick up those hard cauterized 3s even that really shut down a lot of what Grover's looking to do, and Grover's very positioning oriented. There's a lot to kind of keep track of and make sure you're doing correctly, make sure you're leveraging your optimal ranges, all that sort of stuff. So it's tough. Where you as Ying, fire and forget. You're getting gains.
Yeah,
just dropping
exactly.
Those
Exactly. You got to be a master's Grover to even come at basically a gold level.
Yeah.
And competitive.
It's
Whereas
tough.
you could be a gold Ying and actually play at a master's level and competitive because of what she does so automatically.
Definitely.
Let's get back into the game here as we do take a look at not only Team Viral, but move on into Team Kings of the North.
That's right. Will be SYER this time, going to be playing that Victor. Cassidy going to be played by Bonkar, the Bomb King. Going to be played by Simsiloo here. The Dragon coming back here. Plazebo is going to be riding along with that one, and Respa coming out with the snake.
So, no, actually, okay, Haven picked up there. It looks, I thought he didn't pick up any cards for a moment. The guard's going to be placed down in a really nice spot, so no flank's going to be available, and actually some damage is taken there. Actually, no, not really. The team Kings of the North is trying to find this upper ledge and just battle. They've taken the lower ledge Viral, but the upper ledge seems to be where a lot of advantages are in terms of shooting, but they're clumped up. So if any big damage was to happen, it would really affect all of them. The healing, however, the Mending Spirits and the Gourd going in. Respa's doing a decent job of healing his team up, but now he's got Unbelievable on him. It's not going to be easy, and kamyker now on the other side, switching to Viral. He's going to try and get taken down. He's actually going to try and take down, but he gets taken down. skillganon, however, is going to retrieve the blessings from his friend. He's going to basically go ahead and say, I'm going to get your back, buddy. I know you got taken down, but I'm going to help do what you didn't do before, but he still can't do it, and he's forced to jump out away. So it looks like Kings of the North had a really good showing there, taking that upper ledge.
Yeah, not a real dominant fight for either team here, but Viral going to be able to get slightly the better of these capture point fight. Kings of the North now taking control of that. Will be moving ahead of them 33-31. This is a neck-and-neck fight. Someone needs to blow this wide open. Plazebo going to take the first kill in this fight.
And there it is. The first kill goes to Plazebo. Unbelievable. You know he's going to be somewhere near where the action is. He sees skillganon, and he knows that there's some trouble going on over there, so he's going to help him out. Bonkar is actually now getting a little bit of the pressure from Fernando. A fireball should do it, and that's going to clean it up. And that's the kill. So he's taken out the Cassie. He's helped skillganon to take out the other champion that was aggressing in their backline. And so now it seems like he's got a little bit more free reign. This is dangerous, though. The Bomb King doesn't knock him off. And we've seen that happen before. You can get knocked off of that little flank there. So he stays intact, and he heals back up. And now he's ready to contest his backline, which looks so vulnerable right now.
Yeah, they don't have a tank on the side of Kings of the North, and it's allowing KROADER, when he gets unpressured, he's just going to rip into this backline right now. I'm going to toss out that little emote there alongside Scout, making sure he's got vision of everyone here. SYER able to take out KROADER there.
Oh!
And kamyker going to fall to Bonkar. Kings of the North looking to take this one back.
Kings of the North looking very strong right now. They feel very confident. You don't BM like that and not feel confident. So Bonkar is doing what he needs to do. Here's the Dragon Punch, though. He is looking for one, and that's it. Plazebo, he cannot get one. The Immortal comes out, forces that big, important ultimate that keeps him and his teammates alive and not under a certain threshold of health for a while. Bonkar gets the kill on the skillganon. KROADER, however, follows up, finally taking down the Dragon, and this is trouble. The nice roll there. KROADER, he's going to get taken down. The Transporter, it doesn't go in time, and so that's going to be the kill for him. The nice ultimate. We gonna go somewhere Sunday. It's going to take it happen, and there's Wakono Respa. He's actually looking to clean up Smutney. Unbelievable is going to get cleaned up as well. It's just skillganon. He's going to get disengaged into the air, and now the damage with him and Maldamba is going to secure things for Kings of the North potentially as the zone begins to happen, and the first point goes the way of KOTN.
4 minutes that took for them to capture that point right now. We've seen games almost be over in 4 minutes here earlier.
Definitely in our playtesting.
Yeah, definitely. I see you working in the playtest memes. We're going to go somewhere. So Bonkar going to be forced out, falling back. kamyker taking him out. skillganon going to trade out there with Bonkar right now. Smutney's in a bit of a rough position right now. These fire spits raining in. They need to make a decision quickly. Smutney nowhere to go. He will fall.
And Unbelievable as well. He's got nowhere to go also. This push is looking deadly. I'm excited to see what Respa's doing on this Maldamba. Looking at the build that he's running, he is running the movement distance for Slither, which is something I found very strong in my earlier days. He's also running the cards that allow him to heal while he's healing others with Mending Spirits. He's also running a little bit of damage reduction and a reduction to the actual movement skill Slither, which is his escape. Maldamba, talk to me. Why is he focusing so much on that Slither? Is it just not enough to get him out of danger? In his
Slither is a very good movement ability because it provides that damage immunity. So we'll see him similar to Ghost Walk. Think Ghost Walk, but more of a dash. Like if Ghost Walk was a dash, that's what Maldamba is working with right now. So you're able to immune things like Dragon Punches, like King Bombs. Really just kind of not be hit by those because you're completely damage immune during that Slither, and so it's a very useful tool in almost any situation to have up.
So having a little bit of cooldown on that's obviously a big plus. The more you can get out of those crunch time situations, and sometimes it's only like, oh, if only it was a half second away, right? I would have been able to use my Slither to immune that damage. So that's really what that card will do at its base level, give you a half second off Slither, and that's extremely important. Plazebo and Squad not being able to break this choke, though. This is that big choke, Nick, that everyone wants to get past, but it's very difficult. You have the left flank you can go to and that far right flank, but up the middle with a sniper, it's kind of difficult. And now the sniper's on the side of Kings of the North, but they still cannot seem to push with the 4 men who can really get out into that fight.
Not a lot of hard dive on the side of Kings of the North, but here comes that Dragon Punch. It's going to be good onto Unbelievable. No Immortal available for him to save himself or any of the teammates. Plazebo now turning his sights onto Smutny here. Will likely take him out. Uses one rocket to take out that healing totem, and now it's only a matter of time before he's cleaned up. SYER credited for that kill.
Credited for that kill, and it looks like Plazebo, he wants to keep going, but skillganon's going to say, no way, that's my turn. I'm going to take that kill. And Respa, although he's doing a snag.
Somebody hit a snake.
Somebody hit a snake. Nobody's been getting a lot of the hype stuns. I've got a few, but they are very hard to hit.
That is very hard to do.
So, okay, so this is another mechanic that if you're not familiar with Maldamba, you may not know, but Maldamba, when he reloads, Nick, you can walk us through it, he actually can fire a damaging and really impactful shot from his reload. What does it do?
So when he reloads, it throws that snake. If you're able to connect with the snake, it will actually stun the target that you hit, also doing damage based on how much ammo was left in your clip. So you don't want to just be spamming this near full ammo. If you're using it obviously correctly, when you are just actually reloading with no ammo, it will actually do a decent amount of damage. I believe it does 550 if you have no ammo left in your clip. And obviously the stun duration is enough to cover your reload, so it's basically just pure, just raw DPS increase for you, and you're not vulnerable while reloading if you land the stun.
Wow, and so, of course, not to mention that, it's just a stun on anyone in an FPS shooter is extremely devastating. I mean, especially when you're speaking with comms, right? So that could easily and surely will mean a death for anyone. He uses his movement skill there. He's got the reduced cooldown, so he seems pretty confident in just moving his position down. The Victor Wrecker is terrorizing that Fernando shield, and he's very, very aggressive. Sunday We Gonna comes out, but it doesn't look like it gets too much. Maybe it's just more of a lazy day, and there it is. We've got the Gourd coming out. It's going to heal a little bit. Kings of the North still have control over this, but Unbelievable has a big health pool, and he's got Smutny to back him up onto the as the Grok, and now he's got KROADER with the Kinessa Snipe, so this could be a very, very big retake for Viral.
Yeah,
nice stun, though.
Stun's going to land there, but the Tempest is too much. Unbelievable is going to be kept up to full health during all of that. Now, Kings of the North getting cleaned up. Unbelievable going to be taking some favorable positioning here on this point here, trying to get things going again for Team Viral.
As Kinessa lines up the snipes. So, Nick, what do you feel about the positioning for Kinessa? This is this spelled danger?
Bad. This is really bad right now that KROADER is so dug in right now because Kings of the North have no hard dive. If they're going to peel for KROADER right now and just let him sit here in this nest, he is going to do absolute work and just shred Kings of the North.
Well, the worst part is you got to fight Androxus. You got to fight, you got to fight all these different champions. You got to fight Buck. You got to fight Androxus, and you got to worry about KROADER sniping. Look at the damage. The headshots coming out. He's not going to be able to finish it off, but his team does get the successful capture, so I'm sure it was all worth it. Smutny staying alive again, healing himself up with the totem. A very smart place to put it, away from the corridor. Drogoz would have had to move his body and come into a dangerous position while Grok was healing, so he just uses that line of sight to immune the potential damage to it. So very smart. All of you players looking to place those Grok totems necessarily right in the middle of everyone, not going to do the best in keeping them alive. But this Ghost Walk, clutch
Unbelievable. Gonna fall down there. Let's see if he actually had that ultimate available for him. Fernando ultimate. Actually can't see if that was online due to that spectator. But the skillganon gonna be able to clean up Maldamba there. Simsiloo finds kamyker and Bonkar finding a long-range shot there onto skillganon here. I feel like Viral have the better comp here to push this one in. With this Fernando, oftentimes saving that immortal there for the end there, not saving himself there was a good decision there. Because now they're going to have all their tools available to them to push this and convert it and close things out.
Exactly, and you see they're trying to stall this push. Bonkar in a very good spot to be able to just basically say, we do not want to let you get here without taking so much damage that you do not feel comfortable continuing to push. But he goes down at the hands of skillganon, so this is spelling a lot of trouble for them now. They're going to be on a staggered respawn. 4 members on the side of Viral are actually of Kings of the North are down. And so after such a great start, Nick, it seems like they've kind of lost momentum and are potentially in a position to drop here if they don't play perfectly.
This feels like it was just dropped in the draft phase almost here. KROADER on this Kinessa is completely unpressured right now. No hard dive coming out on the side of Kings of the North. Whereas, and no tank is another thing worth mentioning.
Right.
Skillganon is in the backline just completely having free reign right now on all of these squishies. There's no peel. They didn't pick up the Makoa even though it was available there. And that's kind of what you would like to see when Buck has free reign in the backline.
Well, what's interesting is we saw the no tank not work out, right? And we saw in more of a different capacity where we had the Ying on that side and we had the Makoa. I believe we also had a Barrack mixed in there. Fernando was obviously a staple in that tank draft that the damage was going against. But here, the damage still isn't working. So, Nick, even with a different lineup, even with only 1 tank and 1 support and not the Death Ball, Ying, Maldamba, Makoa, right? Without that, it's still not working. So is it really viable for any team to go full damage?
Maybe it's just Kings of the North want to get on picks they're comfortable with, but Makoa is available right now. Ying is available right now. These are all good responses to the draft of Team Viral, and we're just not seeing this come out. Obviously, we don't know what's going through their heads. We don't know exactly what their plan was for this comp. But maybe I'm chalking it up to just comfort picks. It's got to be the only reason why they wouldn't take such strong picks against that tank with the pocket healer.
Well, they know Makoa is not going to be able to affect Kinessa very well because she won't be near the point unless he goes off the point. Grok, Buck, Fernand, I mean, those aren't the most susceptible people. Even when they get hooked, they got easy ways to get out. Fernando has such a high health pool. And the only other one is Androxus. Here's the big ult, though. Let's see if this can make a big difference. He's going for Fernando, which is a smart move. It's going to stun, not do as much damage, but he doesn't even get a kill with that. I do not like the way Simsiloo went with that ult. He needed to bait that a little bit more, in my opinion, so that he could get more value out of it. He didn't even get a kill, Nick, and to me, that's where the sad part is of this, because you pick Bomb King, who's so good, it's so game-changing with that ult, but then you don't get any value of it. We saw kamyker not get value out of it either. We haven't seen that real top-tier Bomb King play yet in the champion circuit.
Yeah, King Bomb is really good for breaking those points. The
so
King
good.
Bomb of the day was from Elven Path, definitely getting in there and breaking things up for Burrito right now.
Yeah.
He came out swinging with that King Bomb. He didn't even think about it. He just kind of poppy bombed in and used it. I would have liked to see maybe it be held for more to bust up the point, kind of what it's designed to do. It goes through shields, all that good stuff. Perfect situation to break up the point.
Yeah, and it had a bit of a change, right? It used to just do so much damage, but now with the damage coming out, let's talk about damage. That was just all unbelievable, and he's just running rampant onto the side of Kings of the North. Viral is going to clean this one up 2-0, and that is going to be it for Game 2. They go ahead with the nice BM stances, using those emotes, and finish this off.
That's right.
Very, very easily.
But Kings of the North showing some signs of life, definitely, though.
Sure.
They were able to take one of those points off of Team Viral there, so not all is lost if you are a Kings of the North fan here. They definitely have one more map to turn things around.
And we'll see if they can do it. I mean, I definitely believe in these two teams because they've got a lot better of, I think, a rhythm against one another than they've been able to find against Burrito or D69 personally. But we've seen just, I think, Viral again. We talked about the whetstone. I have to say that warming up against such a strong opponent like D69 is got to give you the advantage in these games. And just going in clean, there's just no other way that Kings of the North could have simulated playing that intense and that focused of a game. No matter who they scrimmed, unless they were scrimming, Match Point, Eager, or Burrito, and I doubt they were scrimming those teams today. There's just no way you could have that type of preparation. And so you got to say maybe that's a little bit of an advantage. Again, the schedules will be switched up as well. Of course, I'm sure they'll have their chance to play against the tough opponents and then move forward. But moving into this next match, we're going to see a lot of dynamics show up. And for me, I think you talked about it best. No Tank, no Ying, no Makoa.
They left Makoa, they left Ying.
What's going on?
Board.
What's happening?
What's
the
tough.
thought process? Because I mean, these are 5 pros, right? So they have a thought process. They're not dumb.
They have their
what are they
picks.
thinking?
They have their comfort picks. I think that's just a little bit of what we saw coming out here. Maybe they had some idea of how this was all going to come together, and maybe it just didn't work. But I feel like when you're leaving KROADER in the backline uncontested,
right,
when you have no peel for your squishies, and your entire lineup is squishies, and a buck gets picked up, and you have no peel, and no real multi-target healing. See, with if you pick up the Ying, she has better output than Mount Damba. The thing that Mount Damba brings above her is the range on the heal.
Exactly.
Buck needs to burst you down quickly when he gets on you. The Ying with the double illusion heal on the backline is going to definitely put a hurting on what Buck's able to do. He's not going to be able to burst him down unless maybe he had Buck Wild available to him or some cauterize. It just wasn't what we saw coming out. And we're going to have to see the switch up here heading into game number 3. This is Kings of the North last chance here, and it will be played on Jaguar Falls. This is Kings of the North's map pick, like we mentioned. After game 1 and game 2, it moves into loser's pick. Obviously, Kings of the North taking the loss there in game number 2. They have elected to go over to Jaguar Falls. We'll see what comp switch-ups they elect to make, if any. We're getting into game just now here. Will be Kings of the North here on the left side of your spectator UI. Going to be Plazebo there on that Mount Damba for his team. Once again, Bonkar going to be on Ying this time, so the double healer coming out. Playing Menschmeyer, actually, 360 going to be rotating in. That is a bit of a roster switch up as well here. Fernando going to be played by him. Respa going to be on that Barrack. And of course, rounding things out will be SYER on that Victor.
And on the side of Viral, who are 2 games up against Kings of the North. The Kings of the North, this is their only game today. We've got KROADER there on the Cassie, kamyker on the Androxus, 2 of the most, I think, sought-after damage dealers in this game at this moment. Unbelivable is on instead of the Fernando on the Makoa, so it'll be nice to follow along with him. We've also got skillganon on the Drogos. He's been very consistent with that champion, and Smutney on the Grok seems to be their favorite type of healer in this game. So I'm interested to see what kind of Makoa he plays, because his Fernando was very let's go into the fight and do things in the back line rather than sit on the point, and it seems like his Makoa is following suit. He gets the first hook onto Maldamba, and now he gets a second one onto Menschmeyer. He's on the Fernando hopping around, but that's not going to immune any damage. That's just going to make it jump. And there again, they still have no answer for Unbelievable. He's able to duck in and out of this fight. He's got Haven, so he's mitigating 10% of the damage. He pulls Respa. He's just getting a little bit of damage. He's got some Shell Shield, but that's not going to save him. So although he was very aggressive, it did not give his team a big enough advantage. And he goes back to base sooner than he expected.
Yeah, kamyker going in on that fight there. KROADER able to clean up Respa. Plazebo forced into a bit of an awkward spot right now. The healers are here. The tanks are just now starting to come back here. Menschmeyer on this Fernando has now returned to the fight, throwing those snakes out, trying to do what he can, maybe finding a lucky stun here before the fight begins. But once they group up as 5 here, they're looking to push back in.
So, Nick, I want you to talk to me, because in many ways we often thought that Maldamba was going to be an answer to Deathballing, right? We thought Maldamba was going to be that guy that you just can't only stand on the point with Maldamba, because he'll throw his damage on there, and he'll use, Wakono's we're going to go somewhere Sunday, right? He's gonna use that ultimate, and he's going to basically be able to stop you from staying on the point, but we haven't seen that. We haven't seen his pressure with Goward be actually significant at all. Like 100 damage every second, is that enough? And just with that one ult, it's a 20% damage amp, but where does he really lie here?
Yeah, we're seeing he's not able to quite find the answer here, as Kings of the North do lose this first capture point to Viral. They're going to go up 1-0, and this ultimate is designed for busting up the point, but it's not enough. One ultimate, it may not even be available in time. One ultimate is not enough to win the capture point outright, so it's got to be something more in the baseline kit or something you look to pick up with items to be more reliable at breaking up Deathball.
Exactly, and I like his damage. I mean, I think he does do quite a bit of damage as a support. When you get used to hitting his basic attacks, they fire very quickly, and you can get a lot of burst damage onto a target. That reload is incredible. We haven't seen a lot of people build into Deft Hands and we haven't seen him build into the reload card very often. We've seen a little bit of it in some of the earlier matches, but we did not see it in the champion circuit very often. And so people are kind of looking at him as that main healer role rather than being that big point pressure.
Yeah, right now it's just going all Viral's way. They're just finding kills left and right. KROADER with a double. kamyker finds one with the accursed arm onto Respa, but they're going to go up quickly here. 2-0. We mentioned last round, the point wasn't even captured until past 4 minutes.
Yeah.
This time, Viral capture and convert in under 4.
They're going viral.
That's right. The virus is spreading
The
here.
virus is spreading, and it's dangerous. So we see Bulldozer come out from Grok, and that's just going to be the focus onto the Ying. And maybe people aren't picking Ying, or maybe they didn't pick up Ying as a result of knowing that the Bulldozer is a pretty good counter if you are aware. But a couple of rejuvenates, like you mentioned. Nick, break down that card for me.
I don't think this is the right response here. So what Rejuvenate does, it counters Cauterize. Not super effectively, but it counters Cauterize. You're gonna take more healing from your healers, but with this Bulldozer pick, they're not cauterizing. They're not looking to go that route. They're just gonna go ahead and destroy the illusions.
So it's really interesting when you see that. So when the illusions are up and you see the illusion just got destroyed there, our team is very aware of that. There it is, Sunday we gonna, and it's gonna go down. It looks like kamyker does take down SYER. Respa, he's gonna get taken, actually taking down Unbelivable by himself. So that's a fantastic play by the Barrack to win that trade. skillganon is gonna take down Bonkar. KROADER's gonna take down Plazebo. A nice disengage into the air. kamyker's going for Respa, and now he's going for Mitchmeyer as well. He's got him in his sights. The Hunter's Daughter against the Spaniard. He's trying to figure out a way to get back onto the point, but there's no way to contest this. Grok is there by himself, and now he's got Makoa in his backline sights, and this is going to be very hard for the boys of Kings of the North to have any impact with 63 points and counting going ahead into this potentially last capture point of the game.
That's right. Some tasty play coming out from Viral's Cassie right now. KROADER landing some nice disengage. Unbelivable trying to get, or Menschmeyer, trying to get in there and do what he can. Popping that Immortal, keeping his team alive for now. Kings of the North just barely hanging on to this positioning on the point right now. Fighting tooth and nail for every inch right now. Trying to close things out with a nice disengage. Gonna kill Respa. SYER gonna be able to clean him up as a result. Nice double kill answering back with SYER.
Bonkar trying to keep the team alive with a heal, but the damage from the fire spit and the blast of the rocket combining for that ultimate damage there to spread them out and do a huge burst of AoE. The Ying clones are keeping Bonkar alive, but is it for long? He's got Respa there and a nice turret set up behind a shield, so at least one turret gets up. The healing station will be available for him now, and so he's getting the healing from the Ying clones, and he's getting the healing from his own turret, and that's going to take down Unbelivable. It's a second before KROADER gets taken down, and Bonkar on this roaming Ying is doing the exact thing that he needs to do for his team, and that's kill people. And he's taking it into his own hands. He's saying, I'll heal you, I'll kill you, I'll do whatever it takes for my team to stay in this match, and it could be, if this overtime takes down Kings of the North, finding their way back into it with a point in this game.
Yeah, just barely able to hang on right now. Cauterizing, or the lack thereof coming out from Viral, showing it's rearing its ugly head right now. That Bulldozer not quite able to shut down the healing as effectively as they may have hoped right now, as Bonkar is just doing so much in these fights for his team, like you mentioned, finding the damage, but also finding the healing now.
And if you can't kill him, this is horrible. And there it is. That's exactly what they needed. They should get the kill. A nice move away, but it's not going to help him out. She does find a little bit of respite, but it's not enough. And there it is. Respa goes down as well. This could be the turn of the tide. This is where they needed to break past. They did not break past the choke. And now, Nick, this could spell some issues for them trying to get back in. This is a very dangerous spot, and it seems like Viral's going to have this covered.
Yeah, especially with a Barrack here. It takes a lot of setup. Barrack is much better when you're already snowballing. It's tough to get things going once you've kind of hit that wall. And we're seeing kamyker just covering this left flank right now. He's going to re-move back in with his team. Here comes that lockdown. Trying to get things going. That's exactly what they needed if they want to get this push rolling once again.
There's the Immortal, though, in counter to it. And he's going to try and kill kamyker. However, is going to take down. He comes in at the perfect moment. He waits. He patiently waits. He bides his time. He says, I need the Ying, and once I get her, this whole push is done. And he did. He took him down. KROADER gets Mitchmeyer, and skillganon follows up on SYER, but they've still got a minute left. The lockdown was used for Barrack. What ultimates are available now? It seems like there are none available on the side of Kings of the North, but Bonkar's Ying has hers in a very small moment of time. What can she do? Is it going to be enough, Nick, for this team to push?
It's not really the ultimate you're looking to push with. We do see Maldamba with his ultimate available. That could be one of the tools that they use to shake things up in the back line and maybe get that lucky pick that they need. Obviously, that damage amp that comes along with Maldamba's ult is very, very helpful for finding those picks. The Dragon Spit's going to be coming out here, but the whiff!
Oh!
That is a big, big no-no for Kings of the North. Now whipping that clutch team fight ultimate, but still on the front side of this fight, Menschmeyer and Bonkar are able to find some kills here. Menschmeyer now finding 2 kills, getting things rolling once again for Kings of the North is the tank healer duo.
And that was unfortunate. It just looked like Sunday we gonna just not
Someday
do
we're
anything.
gonna land this ult.
Yeah, Sunday we're gonna land this ult. It seems like Plazebo's thinking to himself, not a good feeling to be able to be in a pressure situation, attempting to tie things up and get your first win in the champion circuit, and whiff a very big team fight ult. But now it looks like he may be able to make up for it with some healing, keeping Menschmeyer alive. One more Mending Spirit should put him in a good spot, and he's going to heal back up, keeping him alive after that Immortal. A nice pull though by Makoa, but Unbelievable is going to go down thanks to SYER's damage from the Victor. And now it looks like this push could be potentially successful. We've got the Ying Cone set up as long as she could stay alive. This will be good, but Bonkar goes down, and it is not going to be a push. No Ging. No Ka-ching. I guess. That rhymes.
I couldn't think of anything. Sorry to leave you hanging.
Thanks, Nick.
So yeah, it will be Team Viral there. Obviously, that wasn't the worst thing, giving up that capture point, because they were able to still profit from that defense point. So they will now be in a position to take this. If they can capture this point, Team Viral will take this game. They will take this series and go up over Kings of the North.
Now, it's been really, really exciting to see these games develop. We don't see any Master Ridings here. We see the Barrack actually opting for Chronos, which is a decent position. A decent card, but 10%, is it enough? Is that enough? That's, going to be half a second probably off a lot of your things. Maybe Master Riding, just being able to get set up at that point is going to be the difference. Let's take a look. Because it looks like he's maybe isn't even going for that route. They want to flank together, and it looks like Respa sets it up in the corner now. He's jumping back into the fight now, and he doesn't have that pressure. So maybe he was just aware that they were going to flank and weren't going to go straight to the point, so that Master Riding wasn't needed. But his turrets are down, and he goes down as well. KROADER gets the final kill onto him. Menschmeyer's jumping, but that jumping isn't going to immune the damage coming out from kamyker, who's on a double kill. He's looking for another one, but Unbelievable takes that down, and they're healed up with the Grok Totem. Viral is looking strong. Clean sweep.
Yeah, taking all 5 kills. They're not dropping a single life. Was Viral in that team fight. They did get a couple of capture points. Kings of the North have 25 to their name, but Viral are very, very dug in this position now. They are climbing more towards that position. Kings of the North are going to have one more good shot at this.
And they're going to have to take it. Plazebo in the back line. Sunday, we're going to not ready yet. It's 84%. This could be the thing that if Team Viral tries to retake, can get them off and allow that damage amp to really help. We do not know if it's going to be enough, though. The healing station plus the healing from Plazebo is going to do it. But now that Grok ultimate is going to turn the tide. It's going to heal him, and it's going to heal the turtle. Respa is there. The turrets are healing him, and he's got the Mending Spirits and the Gourd on top of him as well. The Ancient Rage is popped very early. Sunday, we gonna see if this is gonna work. It doesn't look like it does. It seems like that's not enough. Team Viral are already there. Unbelievable's Ancient Rage was epic enough to turn the tide, and Team Viral, they're gonna get a 3-0 sweep of their own and finish with their first win of the champion circuit. Put them on the board. Viral's going home with a win.
That's right there. A little bit of I didn't like that Someday We're Gonna there, because the Ancient Rage gives Makoa CC immunity there.
Right.
He was the main target of that. He had full vision that he was in Ancient Rage, but he still threw it out. Didn't quite hit the mark there once again.
Well, let's also cut him some slack, because he's played this champion for 2 days, right? And there's no way to be able to be perfect about it. But you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I mean, being able to understand these fine-tune things, he's going to remember that experience.
CC immune.
He's gonna remember that experience and say, don't ult a CC immune target.
Check.
Got it.
I understand.
Now I'm ready to go, and it did seem like that play, although not to point fingers, it did seem like Plazebo just wasn't able to keep up with the credit score for the rest of his team, and just the effectiveness wasn't there. Although his deaths were kind of up on par, and 32,000 healing, that's nothing to shirk at. That was a very effective amount of healing, but not really at par with Grok or Ying. And so Maldamba seemed like the champ that if they were going to switch something out, might have been the decision. We'll have to see what they do next week. I'm sure there'll be a lot more practice and maybe a different champion lineup going in. But for what it's worth, that was an excellent, relatively competitive, very competitive game between both pretty evenly matched teams.
Yeah, so just taking a look back through just how it went down today. District 69 and Burrito there, fighting tooth and nail. All 5 games there, going to be for the first time actually seeing here in the champion circuit, going to 5 games. Burrito able to eke out that win over District 69. District 69 making then quick work of Team Viral, who fought back against Kings of the North, going up, sweeping them aside as well, going up 3-0. And now after week 2, we're seeing Burrito taking that 3-0 lead. District 69 2-1 here.
And if Viral can next week, if they're playing Burrito,
and they'll be playing Burrito next week.
If they can get a win off of that set, that would be absolutely astronomical for D69 and for them. For Viral's chances as well, because you have to think that it does at least allow them a chance to go even with D69. If D69 wins, it puts everyone at 2 losses in the top 3. If D69 is able to clean that up, and then they're still putting themselves in a chance to go ahead and win this. So very much contested at the top 2, but Viral staying in there. I like that they got the win. They showed they were clearly better than Kings of the North today, and I'm really excited to see next week.
As the number 3 here
for sure
in Europe. But a lot is going to ride on this next matchup between Burrito and D69.
Yeah,
like we mentioned earlier, only the top spot in the champion circuit is going to be a guaranteed ride to the Hi-Rez Expo. The number 2 seed, while so close, is not going to be close enough. They will have to fight their way through the gauntlet there. Obviously, the top teams from the Challenger circuit coming up through that gauntlet there with their last chance at a spot at the Hi-Rez Expo.
Absolutely. And if you are just joining us, we have a giveaway that is going on. If you'd like to be a part of that, we just want to do it to thank all of you for staying around the broadcast today. We know it is a Saturday evening for us here on the East Coast, Saturday a little late afternoon if you're jumping in on the West Coast, and it's a lot of different times if you're somewhere else, which I'm not even going to try and figure out what time it is everywhere.
We got a global audience, man.
We have a global audience, but I cannot keep track of the time zones that you all are in.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
As much as I love you, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, so go enjoy the rest or the beginning of your Saturday. And, of course, remember that we will be giving away 2 winners for the giveaway today.
Yes, sir.
We'll be announcing that in a few minutes. We'll just jump back on the mic. You just might want to stay around. We won't bring back the cams, but we will let you know in chat, and we will come back on with our voices and say these are the winners. Thank you so much for joining us. My name's been Rain Day.
And I've been Hi-Rez Pretty here. We'll see you tomorrow for the North American side of the champion circuit. That is going to be the same time, same place, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, twitch.tv/Paladins game, as well as youtube.com/Paladins game.
Do Matchpoint and Eager play?
I don't know.
Ooh.
Have to double check that schedule.
We'll have to see.
Tune in and find out.
That could be cool.
Peace.
Peace.